If you can read them, you're fine. I want to make sure. Yep. That one in those. Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, hour-ish, yeah. Mm-hmm. No problem. No, I mean it's hard because like when you're holding the microphone, you can't take, yeah. I understand. I was.
Oh wow, even worse.
I was at IMS, doing the there was something about skiing, first responders memorial.
Oh,
yeah. Look, too many IMS, EMS, too many. Adam's here though. Like I don't even remember what I said. She said, "What did you say?" I was like, "What did I say?" I did too. Yeah. Right. That's why I checked the motion.
Sorry, guys, I got a lot of background noise, so I'll probably be on the keyboard a lot. But yeah, so far they have not said whether or not they got the shooter. I'm going to back it up a little bit so you guys can hear the press conference when it first started. But this is an active scene, and he did say this happened a little bit after 6 in Eastern time, so it's 8 now.
Oh yeah, everyone. Yep. Darling. Everybody good? Yeah. All right. First of all, I'm filling in, pinch hitting right now for Greenwood Police Department. We can expect to have a more in-depth briefing from Chief Eisen within the hour. I don't know the exact time frame, but at this point, it'll be here, unless you hear otherwise, either from us or from a contact within Greenwood Police Department. probably not going to be able to take any questions because there's still a lot of information that I don't know and we don't know at this particular point. What I do know is shortly before 6 o'clock today, Greenwood Police Department was dispatched here to the Greenwood Mall on the reports of shots fired inside the mall, obviously. What we know right now is that we have at least 2 people deceased and multiple other people being treated at nearby hospitals. I'll let the chief provide that information about the exact number once he has all that information. What led up to this shooting, what the motive was, how many shooters, all those things right now are still being sorted out. What I can tell you is happening right now at the mall is that there is no immediate public safety concern for the residents, visitors of this area on the south side of Indianapolis and in Greenwood. Members of the IMPD SWAT team and other tactical units are going methodically through the mall to make sure there are people inside that are additionally injured, that there are not people waiting for rescue or being given all clear, that there are no other concerns for law enforcement or the community. That's going to take some time. This investigation is being led by the Greenwood Police Department, and all information from this point forward needs to come from the Greenwood Police Department unless we are given permission to help them provide that information. That's what we're doing right now is we're assisting Greenwood as this is we're all one in these times of tragedy and these times of this seriousness type of event. You are seeing the best that public safety has to offer right now behind us. We are sickened by yet another type of incident like this in our country, in our city, over the next few days, next few hours, we hope that we'll have more information to share with you. You could try to ask me a couple questions where I may not have the answers.
Any idea how many guns you've recovered?
I don't know that yet.
Is the shooter dead?
Don't know that yet either.
Do you know anything about the ages of the victims?
I don't have any of that information.
We were told that if there's kids or family in the mall, they're going to be put on buses and driven across the street to a staging area.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I left that out. I'm sorry. I apologize. There are a lot of people in here that need to be interviewed by detectives. The Greenwood Training Facility on Lowe's off of 31 is where the reunification and where Indigo is taking those witnesses over to be interviewed by detectives from both Johnson County and Greenwood.
You know if anybody's been arrested?
Don't know that yet.
You said the Lowe's where?
It's off of Lowe's Boulevard. If you give me 1 second, I'll give you the exact address. I'm sorry.
Can you confirm if it started in the food court?
My understanding is that it is sorry. My understanding is that it was contained to the food court area, but right now our tactical teams are going through methodically to make sure that is the case.
When you say contained by
That's what occurred. I'm sorry, I shouldn't speak in that language. Yeah, that's where we believe that it occurred is over in the food court
so
area.
we don't know where the shooter may be at this point.
7:30. No, there is no active ongoing threat to anybody in the community. Anybody that's been involved in this is we have we know where they are.
So
It's 736 Lowe's Boulevard in Greenwood.
So you can't confirm if the shooters are the 2 dead?
Yeah, that's what I don't know. I don't know if the shooter's deceased but we're not looking for anybody right now, and there's no ongoing public safety threat.
Any idea how
To
many
the public.
people have been released from the mall so far?
I don't know that number either.
One last question. How many people went to the hospital and how many bodies are in there?
I can confirm 2 deceased right now. The rest of it is still a number that
They're still in
being
there, or they
confirmed.
left and went to the hospital?
There's 2 deceased on the scene that I
Thank
was
you.
told. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Can you just
Sorry about that, Russ.
There was some confusion on where the media scrum was. Can you just kind of go over with us,
Yeah.
like what you started saying?
No need to step in. They got it.
Sorry. I saw you on there. I'm like, are you coming over here?
Because we heard Best Buy, then we heard Madison. Like,
So here's what I'll tell you. I understand there was some confusion.
yeah.
Ultimately, if you
Okay, so this is the scene active right now. It looks like we got police present still. We've seen the corner vehicle come in. They're talking about an update at 9 on the details. So he'll confirm 2 dead, but he won't confirm whether or not it was the shooter. So
Did you get the press briefing or anything?
We got it eventually.
We did eventually. All right. What's the deal?
Two dead.
You did? Oh. No, I've been here. All right. No, it's all.
Well, developing tonight in Manatee County, deputies are investigating a shooting at the Ellington Premium Outlets. One man was shot in the parking lot this afternoon. He was taken to the hospital where he's in stable condition. Deputies are now looking for 3 people who were seen fleeing in a car. Investigators believe the man was shot by someone he knows. Deputies say there are no current threats at the shopping outlets and it is operating normally.
wow, that was in Florida.
So this
That's
is an incredible
crazy.
story. A Mississippi teenager being...
What is going on with the malls? So I'm going to see what this one.
Interrupting programming tonight for breaking news out of Greenwood, updating you on a story we first brought you during our 6 p.m. news. Several people, police confirm, have been injured in a shooting at the Greenwood Park Mall. That shooting happened just before 6 o'clock tonight. We also have just learned from police, they confirm that the shooter, the suspect in that shooting, has died. No confirmation yet on any other fatalities, but again, several people injured, and the gunman at the incident at Greenwood Park Mall has died. Want to give you a live look out at the scene and go to our Logan Gay, who just arrived there with some additional information. Logan, what are you learning?
Yeah, what I'm learning is that it's just a very confusing scene. Family members are out here looking for loved ones and trying to figure out what's going on. You can see behind me that there's a lot of police presence out here, a lot of people just driving around wondering what's happened. We've actually talked with a family member who was in the food court at the time, and she says that's where she heard the gunshots, I believe around 20 or so, and she said they immediately ran. A lot of confusion. At first, she didn't know what was going on. A lot of people just trying to figure out what's going on and where their loved ones are. We'll have more information. I'm out here still gathering, but that's what we know so far.
Okay, so about 20 gunshots heard by people in the food court area of the Greenwood Park Mall. Again, here's what we have confirmed. A gunman involved in this incident that happened a little before 6 o'clock at Greenwood Park Mall has died. That information confirmed by police. Also confirming that several people were injured in that shooting incident inside the mall. We will continue to keep you updated here on the air. Also have updates on social media and WTHR.com.
about that. Technical difficulties. That's not what we just heard the police officer say. He wouldn't confirm who was dead. So that's a little strange. So we have two different reports. Appreciate everybody coming in and joining me in the live as we watch this live coverage shooting. Greenwood Park Mall in Indiana. 2 people are dead, 3 injured. He'd stated that they were being treated at hospitals. So I'm assuming they're at separate hospitals. Again, I thank everybody for being here. While we wait for the update, I'll see if I can't find us some other footage or information on this.
Do you want to turn to some breaking news tonight? Just coming into our newsroom out of Indiana.
No News Nation, so we'll see what they've got to say, and credit to News Nation on this fair use.
At least 2 people are dead. More than 2 are hurt after a shooting this afternoon at the Greenwood Park Mall. Both law enforcement officials and witnesses on scene are confirming to our Indianapolis affiliate, WXIM, the shooting happened inside of the mall. The mall reportedly has a heavy police presence of both Greenwood and Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department officers right now outside of the Dick's Sporting Goods in that area. We're working to get more details.
Wow, so she said Dick's Sporting Goods, and the other report said the food court. So I wonder if Dick's is close to the food court.
Details and live pictures from the scene. We will update you as soon as we learn more.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation.
What else we can find? That was a year ago. That was 6 months ago. So we'll just hang out here for a few minutes, guys. Appreciate everybody that's willing to stay here with me. He said there are several reports coming up on news feeds and 2 dead plus the shooter and multiple wounded. I'm not surprised. We're already seeing crossed reports. We heard the sheriff say that he wasn't going to confirm, and then the news went ahead and confirmed it. So as we see, the news media, they're humans too, and we'll just go with right now that we're waiting until law enforcement comes back out with the update. Guys just kind of hanging out in the middle of the camera. I wonder if he realizes that he might be part of the media. Again, I appreciate everybody being here.
no idea here. I haven't been.
And we still got police presence there, so that's a good thing. It's just crazy, all these shootings, churches and malls and everything. It's insane. Yeah. We've got a shooting in Indiana at a mall. So far, there's 2 confirmed dead, and they're saying several people have been reported injured. Oh, I'm so sorry I missed your comment here. Let's see. We got For Bud For You. Love it. Greenwood, Indiana is about 10 miles south of Indianapolis. For you, if you're still in here, man, are you from that area? Because I'm not. I'm from Kentucky, and I've never really messed around up there much. Got Wild Fox. Welcome in, Wild Fox. You can blame Biden for high prices for all the shootings. Well, I would blame Biden for that, but if people are paying high prices for gas, do you really have the price, the money for your ammo? Because ammo is expensive. I think at this point, there's really nobody we can blame other than society. We really need to pull together. Like I said, and I preach this, guys, if we don't stand together, we're going to fall alone. So, what can we do other than push on as a community and hope for the best and stop all this craziness? This is insane. A mall, when I was a kid, this is where we hung out at. We hung out at the mall. It's terrifying. And Wild Fox, I have to say, you have a good point. It really doesn't matter who's in office. They're going to be blamed for whatever's going on. This is so unfortunate of an event. See if we can find some more footage or different view while we're waiting here on the update from law enforcement for the press conference. He stated about 9 o'clock, so we're almost there, guys. Cup half full. Appreciate everybody coming in and staying here with us at this breaking news in Indiana.
I saw Ellington today.
All right. First of all, I'm filling in, pinch hitting right now for Greenwood Police Department. We can expect to have a more in-depth briefing from Chief Eisen within the hour. I don't know the exact time frame, but at this point, it'll be here, unless you hear otherwise, either from us or from a contact within Greenwood Police Department. I'm probably not going to be able to take any questions because there's still a lot of information I don't know and we don't know at this particular point. What I do know is shortly before 6 o'clock today, Greenwood Police Department was dispatched here to the Greenwood Mall on the reports of shots fired inside the mall, obviously. what we know right now is that we have at least 2 people deceased and multiple other people being treated at nearby hospitals. I'll let the chief provide that information about the exact number once he has that all that information. What led up to this shooting, what the motive was, how many shooters, all those things right now are still being sorted out. What I can tell you is happening right now at the mall is that there is no immediate.
See, for those that just came in, I'm going to go ahead and let this play, and then we can pull up Google Maps and see how far it is.
Public safety concern for the residents, visitors of this area on the south side of Indianapolis and in Greenwood. Members of the IMPD SWAT team and other tactical units are going methodically through the mall to make sure there aren't people inside that are additionally injured, that there are not people waiting for rescue or being given the all clear, that there are no other concerns for law enforcement or the community. That's going to take some time. This investigation is being led by the Greenwood Police Department, and all information from this point forward needs to come from the Greenwood Police Department unless we are given permission to help them provide.
And and that's what we just heard him say, is the information needs to come from him. And then we watched the earlier news say that the shooter was confirmed dead. So we're going to go with what law enforcement's released so far.
That information. That's what we're doing right now, is we're assisting Greenwood, as this is we're all one in these times of tragedy, and these times of this seriousness type of event. You are seeing the best that public safety has to offer right now behind us. We are sickened by yet another type of incident like this in our country, in our city, over the next few.
Reason on your guys' side, but I do apologize if it is. Sometimes my laptop decides to do its own thing late at night.
Days, next few hours, we hope that we'll have more information to share with you. You can try to ask me a couple questions, or I may not have the answers for
Any
it.
idea how many guns you've recovered?
I don't know that yet.
Is the shooter dead?
Don't know that yet either.
Do you know anything about the ages of the victims?
I don't have any of that information.
We're told that if there's kids or family in the mall, they're going to be put on buses and driven across the street to staging your ashes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I left that out. I'm sorry. I apologize. There are a lot of people in here that need to be interviewed by detectives. The Greenwood Training Facility on Lowe's off of 31 is where the reunification and where Indigo is taking those witnesses over to be interviewed by detectives from both Johnson County and Greenwood.
Know if anybody's been arrested?
Don't know that yet.
Is the Lowe's where?
It's off of Lowe's Boulevard. If you give me 1 second, I'll give you the exact. My understanding is that it is. Sorry. My understanding is that it was contained to the food court area, but right now our tactical teams are going
Okay, so there we heard him say the food court area.
through methodically to make sure that is the case.
When you say contained by,
That's where it occurred. I'm sorry, I shouldn't speak in that language. Yeah, that's where we believe that it occurred, is over in the food court area.
you don't know where the shooter may be at this point?
7:30. No, there is no active ongoing threat to anybody in the community. Anybody that's been involved in this is we have we know where they are. It's 7:30. 736 Lowe's Boulevard in Greenwood.
So you can't confirm.
So there's the address, I'm assuming, to the mall, guys, and stopping this for fair use and copyright purposes.
Yeah, that's what I don't know. I don't know if the shooter's deceased or but we're not looking for anybody right now, and there's no ongoing public safety threat to the public. I don't know that number either.
One last question. How many people went to the hospital and how many bodies are in there?
I can confirm 2 deceased right now. The rest of it is still a number that is being confirmed. There's 2 deceased on the scene that I was told. All right. Thank you.
Okay, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and Wow, that was super loud.
All right.
We'll get back to the live footage that we had. Let it set on. Here we go.
So 3 victims are deceased. The shooter is deceased. 2 other victims are at Eskenazi Hospital.
And before you said you had 1 shooter, but I think what you meant is you've got 1 shooter down and then the shooter who took him down. So you've got 2 shooters?
We have 1 shooter responsible for the incident and 1 good Samaritan who shot the person responsible.
Do you know what kind of gun it was?
It appears to be a long gun. I do not know what type of long gun.
So how many weapons have you recovered?
We haven't recovered any yet.
And Chief, just for clarification again, so you have 3 dead, sir?
We have 4 dead, including the shooter. To answer your question, tactical teams are still in the mall clearing. The mall is very big. It takes a lot of time to clear every store, every inch of that large facility. We will not start processing that scene until that is done. We also have a backpack that was left in the bathroom. We don't know who it belongs to. It was suspicious, so the Johnson County and State Police bomb squads are in there now dealing with that package. Once the scene has been determined to be safe, investigators and crime scene personnel will move in and start processing.
What level of cooperation are you getting from what you called the Good Samaritan?
He appears to be cooperating fully.
What kind of gun did you use?
I don't have that information right now.
Size? Is it like a handgun or?
The shooter or the Good Samaritan?
The Good Samaritan.
I believe it was a handgun.
When you say the backpack was suspicious, just by its presence there, or is there something to indicate that it might be explosive?
Well, there was a backpack laying in the bathroom outside of the food court that was unattended. So given the circumstances, it's suspicious.
You mentioned it was a long gun. Did anybody see him walk in with that long gun? Did he go back out to the parking lot, or?
I don't have that information at this time.
Did you mention if there are people still in the mall? Like, are there still people inside? Trapped?
No.
Okay.
Everyone has been evacuated from the mall.
You said multiple rounds or magazines. Do you have any more about how much ammunition he had with him?
Not at this time. No.
How many shots were fired?
I don't know.
Chief, the people who were evacuated, did they go out on those 2 buses we saw?
No. The buses were protocol. They weren't needed.
At this point, do witnesses give you an indication of what started this?
No. At this time, I'm going to stop this interview. I will be back in 1 hour, and at that time, I will try to have more specific information for you. But right now, that is all that I know. Food court.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good.
Kid too old for that?
Yeah, it's James.
You're up. I did a hot run.
So I'll back this up so you guys can hear this from the beginning. And in the meantime, I'm going to be kind of in the background pulling up Google Earth so we can look at the distances here.
When you're ready.
Could you come a little bit closer if you don't mind?
Thank you. Here, you can start with your name and spelling, sir, and title.
Chief Jim Ison, ISON, Chief of Police for the Greenwood Police Department.
Chief, what's your situation?
I'm sorry?
ISON is in Nancy or M is in Mary?
N is in Nancy.
Okay, Chief, what's your situation?
At approximately 6:05 tonight, Johnson County 911 Center took multiple calls of an active shooter in the food court of the Greenwood Park Mall. Multiple agencies have responded and are still on the scene, assisting Greenwood Police, the FBI, ATF, Greenwood Police Department, Johnson County Sheriff's Department, Indianapolis Police Department, State Police Department, Department of Homeland Security, Greenwood Fire Department, Marion County Sheriff's Department, and Indianapolis Fire Department are some of those agencies. As you can imagine, this type of situation is horrible. It's rocked us to our core. We're still very early in this investigation. What we do know right now is that we have what appears to be 1 shooter. Looks to be an adult male. We have not identified him yet. We do not have a motive yet. It appears that he had a rifle with several magazines of ammunition, entered the food court, and began shooting. We have 5 victims. 4 have been confirmed deceased, and 2 are at Eskenazi Hospital with wounds, and we do not have an update on their condition at this time. I'm going to do another update in about an hour. I hope to have a little bit more on the conditions of the other 2 victims.
Is the shooter dead?
The shooter is deceased.
So how is he deceased?
We believe at this time investigators are still questioning the individual involved, but it appears that a good Samaritan that was armed observed the shooting in progress and shot the shooter.
Chief, first of all, you said you had 5 victims with 4 DOA. Does that mean you've got 5 wounded victims?
No.
Thank goodness for the Good Samaritan packing.
We have 6 total, including the shooter. 4, including the shooter, are deceased. So 3 victims are deceased. The shooter is deceased. 2 other victims are at Eskenazi Hospital.
And before you said you had 1 shooter, but I think what you meant is you've got 1 shooter down and then the shooter who took him down. So you've got 2 shooters?
We have 1 shooter responsible for the incident and 1 good Samaritan who shot the person responsible.
Do you know what kind of gun it was?
It appears to be a long gun. I do not know what type of long gun.
So how many weapons have you recovered?
We haven't recovered any yet.
And Chief, just for clarification again, sir, so you have 3 dead, sir?
We have 4 dead, including the shooter. To answer your question, tactical teams are still in the mall clearing. The mall is very big. It takes a lot of time to clear every store, every inch of that large facility. We will not start processing that scene until that is done. We also have a backpack that was left in the bathroom. We don't know who it belongs to. It was suspicious, so the Johnson County and State Police bomb squads are in there now.
That's a good thing that there was bomb squad available.
Dealing with that package. Once the scene has been determined to be safe, investigators and crime scene personnel will move in and start processing.
What level of cooperation are you getting from what you called the Good Samaritan?
He appears to be cooperating fully.
What kind of gun?
I don't have that information.
Is it like a handgun or
The shooter or the Good Samaritan?
the Good Samaritan?
I believe it was a handgun.
When you say the backpack was suspicious, just by its presence there, or is there something to indicate that it might be explosive?
Well, there was a backpack laying in the bathroom outside of the food court that was unattended. So given the circumstances, it's suspicious.
You mentioned it was a long gun. Did anybody see?
Staying time a backpack, in my opinion, anywhere is suspicious.
Him walk in with that long gun? Did he go back out to the parking lot, or?
I don't have that information at this time.
Did you mention if there are people still in the mall? Like, are there still people inside? Trapped?
No.
Okay.
Everyone has been evacuated from the mall.
You said multiple rounds or magazines. Do you have any more about how much ammunition he had with him?
Not at this time.
How many shots were fired?
I don't know.
Chief, the people who were evacuated, did they go out on those 2 buses we saw?
No. The buses were protocol. They weren't needed.
At this point, do witnesses give you an indication of what started this?
No. At this time, I'm going to stop this interview. I will be back in 1 hour, and at that time, I will try to have more specific information for you. But right now, that is all that I know.
Okay, so that's about all he gave us was that update there, which seemed like he was just as confused as we are. So we'll go ahead and take a look here, see if I can get StreamYard to play fair. And we will share. Stop this screen share for a minute, guys. All right, so this is the Greenwood Park Mall area. Sorry about the background noise, but I can't take the whole night away from everybody. And Cali facts, I wouldn't go near a random bag anywhere, that's for sure. Even back in the day. See, our long rifle is a shorthand for assault rifle. It's very possible. And I was going to read this out, but I was letting the sheriff speak there. We live inside a war zone. We have no weapons. We have more weapons per person than any place on earth outside of a legitimate war zone. We should expect this. Shooting with assault rifles is what happens in war zones. It's fact. Here's the Greenwood Park Mall. And then I'm going to get this to try to work for me here. We're going to mark it. And then we will see if it'll take us there. Is it going to take us there? How far it is to Delphi. Did it draw a line for us? I don't think it did. It did not grab my line like I wanted it to. They did an update on this and it's not working like it used to. You used to be able to just pull it right up there and you could your line would stick with you. Hey Tracy, welcome. Wow, Arda, you were a block away when the federal building in Oklahoma was blown up. I bet it was too close for comfort. Oh, no, 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 no. And Tracy Callie, I did download the Nightbot and I added him to the thing. So I've got a lot of commands in there. I've got Harmony Monkey, some other commands, welcomes, links, Arctic's links, levels link, a bunch of people's links dropped in there too, guys, to kind of make it easier on you guys where y'all can chat too, or if you want to jump up on panel and you can. Apparently trying to get this to work where it will draw the line, but it's not wanting to play forever with me. It's been a while since I've used it, but I was pretty sure that's how you did it. You just click it, draw your line, your starting point, right? It's my starting point. And then I want to move it to see the distance, and it's not letting me do it. Not sure why it's not wanting to play fair. Experiment all you want, honey. The exclamation mark has to be right up against their name. I think I just figured it out. You know, life happens live when you're live action here.
Hit that. Put a mark down there. All right, now take it. Hit it again.
Okay. Sorry, his finger was in the way. Now, is it going to tell me the distance? Because it's supposed to give me the distance and everything, too.
It's not even, I don't know. I reckon it's 45 miles.
It's not going to be exact because it didn't do it the way I wanted it to.
I don't reckon it shows the difference.
Yeah, Tracy, I was bored today, so I got on there and decided to do the whole Nightbot thing. I'm gonna drop the link here. If somebody wants to come up and play, you guys can, and we'll help me figure out how to use my Google Maps, because I guess I haven't used it in so long I can't figure it out. It's not working well, so go back over and see what's going on here. Okay, so I'm gonna stop that screen for a minute. Yeah, it has been a busy weekend. I kind of took the weekend off this weekend, though. I'm going to bring the live footage back up here. It doesn't look like I have much going on. They're just kind of standing out there hanging up. Yeah, I'm sorry, Kelly. I know that had to be horrible to wake up to. Arctic, you're killing me, honey. You hear me? I'm as country as can be. I don't think you can get any more redneck than me. I've just had this weird chest thing going on from yelling and whatnot, so I'm all congested sounding. You know, it's like they're giving us little tidbit updates on this, and the updates don't match. It's crazy. Yeah, and Mr. Sunshine worked today, so I just kind of sat here and worked on some posters and stuff and set up the Nightbot where he would drop some cool stuff. It's pretty cool. It seems like it works pretty good. Yeah, I think it's because it's a blue screen on on the YouTube. I'm assuming the news has got it screened out for some reason. Because it's like a legit news feed here that we were watching. See, the mall. It's when it broke, there really wasn't much, and then he kind of came out and talked. We can listen to that again. I'm not sure why it went blue.
In the meantime, send me questions. I'm happy to compile those.
And then again, my laptop tends to do its own thing sometimes. So this is where they were getting ready the first time to come out and speak. Well, somewhere in there was. Yeah, Kyle, it happened at 6:05 tonight. They said 6 earlier, so somewhere around in there. And Tracy says that she searched Indiana Mall shooting on YouTube and got nothing yet. There's one news that's got it, and then News Nation did a short on it earlier. Let's see if I can get it to come back up here. Here we go. This was the News Nation.
You want to turn to some breaking news tonight, just coming into our newsroom out of Indiana.
For those just coming in, we'll go ahead and watch this again.
At least 2 people are dead. More than 2 are hurt after a shooting this afternoon at the Greenwood Park Mall. Both law enforcement officials and witnesses on scene are confirming to our Indianapolis affiliate, WXIM, the shooting happened inside of the mall. The mall reportedly has a heavy police presence of both Greenwood and Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department officers right now outside of the Dick's Sporting Goods in that area. We're working to get more details and live pictures from the scene. We will update you as soon as we learn more.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget.
News Nation did the little short on it. And then you have this here that was the breaking news update that doesn't match.
Interrupting programming tonight for breaking news out of Greenwood, updating you on a story we first brought you during our 6 p.m. news. Several people, police confirm, have been injured in a shooting at the Greenwood Park Mall. That shooting happened just before 6 o'clock tonight. We also have just learned from police, they confirm that the shooter, the suspect in that shooting, has died. No confirmation yet on any other fatalities, but again, several people injured, and the gunman
Okay, sorry about that. Had a little bit of a technical difficulty. Give it just a second. Should come back up. Appreciate everybody's patience. right, sorry about that. What did not want to work fair there, and then my computer just crashed. So it's always nice when the computer just decides to go down completely. So let's see if we can't get back up here. All right. See if we can share the right screen. Will probably help too. So let's stop this one and try to share the right one. But it has been a heck of a couple of days trying to do lives and have everything play fair, because it seems like lately nothing wants to play fair. So here we are back on. That is not what we were watching, was it, guys? Where'd our live action go? It was just under mall shooting, wasn't it? There we go. So it doesn't look like we got any sound still. It doesn't look like we got any action, just kind of hanging out there. Arctic says 1251 US Highway 31 North. Let's pull that up. Annie, hey, Fried Green, what's up? Everybody being here. Appreciate everybody hanging in there with all my technical difficulties and trying to work my Google Earth, which didn't work out real well, but it was the thought and effort that counted. But my computer's acting crazy. And I do a lot better when I have lives set up and ready to go and have my Google Earth and everything already working right and not trying to load and hasn't been working overtime all day. You will share the Google Earth. It'll screen share. Guess we have to stop this one. Share a new one. Learning, guys. I appreciate everybody being here with me, learning with me, being so patient, so great. Thank you for all my mods. Thanks for everybody, subs, friends, loved ones coming in here. Appreciate you. So it looks like here we have the Greenwood Park Mall and then US Highway 31 North 1251. So I missed what that was in chat, Art. Put it in chat. There was a shooting. But when I looked at this location here, it did show that this was a bus stop. So that may be why. That's like that isn't going to let us go down and check out the street view. I don't think it will. I don't know what's going on with my thing tonight. It's acting nuts. Okay, so looks like a pretty good sized parking lot. Look at a pretty good sized mall. Like an open air mall. So the one report said Dick's Sporting Goods. So I'm kind of intrigued on where Dick's Sporting Goods is. We got Barnes & Noble. Dick's is usually an anchor store or standalones. We got Macy's. So let's see. Sorry, guys. I'm not trying to make anybody. Chico's. So this kind of looks like this must be the food court entrance here. So we got Penny's back here is an anchor store. Dick's Sporting Goods. So let me pop over to check the people inside. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to work multiple screens here. What do we got? People inside the mall. At the time of the shooting, told reporters they heard 20 gunshots in the food court. Heard 20 gunshots in the food court. Yeah, that's what they said was 20. That's the address of the mall. Thank you, Arctic. Thank you so much. And again, guys, thanks for everybody being patient, being here with me. Cosmic Mama, welcome. Welcome in. Okay, so it looks like we're still just standing around here on the police side of things. So we'll keep looking at the mall if you guys are okay with that. And I'll try to pop the chat up so I can watch over here too. Yeah, definitely sluggish. Praying for the families involved in this. I know it seems like every time you open Twitter, it's either some missing kids or a shooting or something crazy going on. It's never, well, I won't say never. It's rarely ever something that, I can smile at or save and be happy that I saved it instead of, being heartbroken for a mother, a father, an aunt, a son, a daughter for, something heartbreaking that's happened. It's terrible. Sorry for the torch, guys. Mr. Sunshine is a lighter thief and has managed to get me for 2 Bics today. So there's that. Oh, one came out of nowhere. Love it. So here's Dick's. And like I'm saying, guys, I don't know this mall, but just from being a retail manager for years, I'm going to say that I bet anything this is going to be either your main entrance or your food court entrance. And then again, you got a Sears over here, but it doesn't seem like this would be a entrance you would want people going in. It looks more like a service type entrance unless the food court's on this side of the mall. Let's see if we can get it to turn. Will it turn without acting crazy? There we go. And again, guys, sorry, not trying to make anybody sick with my Google driving. Everybody welcome in. And Sluggy, you're late to the show here. I downloaded Nightbot, so he's got some pretty cool stuff he's doing here. So check out what I got going on here. Callie, that is very possible. It might be a snow entrance. A lot of people don't realize that a lot of malls and places like that have tunnels and other entrances for shipping purposes and for storage purposes. Like, I'm not going to call out the mall by name just for safety purposes of the people that work in that mall still to this day. But there's a large mall in Tennessee that I worked in that has a huge tunnel system underneath of it. Huge tunnel system. Again, guys, that's my link. If anybody wants to grab that, come up and chit chat. We can sit here and wait for the update with me. I'd be more than happy to have a guest up here with me. If not, that's cool. You guys are welcome to hang out and chat. Cosmic Mama says hello, everyone. I go to that mall. Oh my goodness, Cosmic Mama, I'm so sorry. That must hit super close to home. Welcome in, and my heart goes out to you if you have any family or friends in that area or work there or anything like that. Definitely. Oh my goodness. Wow. So you would know. So is the food court, which entrance would the food court be in? Because we've heard two different reports. Do you have an opinion on which one we should go with, whether or not this was by the Dick's entrance or if it was this main entrance over here that I'm feeling as periodically going over here and checking? At this point, we are still hanging out in the parking lot, and I'll go ahead and pop that over so you guys can see that active scene, since that's what I do have here on our title for the evening, is the live footage here in Indiana of a mall shooting that they have confirmed. They confirmed 2, then they confirmed 3. So at this point, we're definitely not sure. And welcome in, Neil Cart. It says you have to walk through Dick's to get to the food court. Okay, so that makes sense. That makes sense. We'll pop that up for everybody. Thank you so much, and welcome in tonight. Again, thanks to everybody for being here with me. I appreciate it. Appreciate everybody hanging out, putting up with my technical difficulties, and I'll go ahead and pin that link at the top. Anybody that wants to come up, feel welcome to come on up and sit on the front porch with me, and we'll wait for the update. They promised us in an hour, so looks like we're about 6 minutes behind on my time. But I'm running on Mama's time, so we want it. We want it now. I want to know what's going on. It's true crime time. Let's go. And for those of you that have been following me and have been here with me, you guys know I've been Sunshine 1979 Army for the Voices since day one, and I did go ahead and change my channel name tonight to True Crime with Sunshine. Just kind of shortened my name, took from some opinions and a poll I'd done, and just kind of went ahead and shortened that down so I'm a little easier to find. And hopefully that won't be so hard for people to type in when I'm in chats. I know my name's kind of long, but I am going to go ahead and keep the email the same. And while we're talking email, we'll go ahead and drop that in real quick. Sorry about that. Make sure Nightbot works that up for us there. And I think it kicked us off my screen there. Did not mean to do that. Well, guys, there we go. Now I'm back where I belong, over here on the side. Thank you, Arctic. I really appreciate it, honey. I really do. I'm trying my best to get my feet wet here in the live world and kind of show what I got going on here. Any vids from inside the mall showing the sound of the 30 shots? If it is a huge mall, there must have been lots of people inside. We don't have any sound of the 30 shots, but we did have a report from someone inside the mall that stated she heard the shots. So at this time, it's not very much at all that's being covered on it. And welcome in, by the way. All the World is a Stage. Love the name. Love it. But yeah, at this time, we're not seeing any kind of footage from inside. Let's see. I'll go ahead and pull up this other report here for those just now coming in. I want to make sure that everybody gets
You want to turn to some breaking news tonight, just coming into our newsroom.
The updates that we were able to see earlier in the live, so you guys don't have to back up and play. And I apologize for those that have been here that maybe don't want to watch this again, but I do want to go ahead and provide this footage for those that are just coming in.
Out of Indiana, at least 2 people are dead, more than 2 are hurt after a shooting this afternoon at the Greenwood Park Mall. Both law enforcement officials and witnesses on scene are confirming to our Indianapolis affiliate WXIM the shooting happened inside of the mall. The mall reportedly has a heavy police presence of both Greenwood and Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department officers right now outside of the Dick's Sporting Goods in that area. We're working to get more details and live pictures from the scene. We will update you as soon as we learn more.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television.
There was one report that we saw, and then we had this one other report. Oh, it looks like we have video from the scene. This was a new one that I didn't see a while ago, so I'll go ahead and play this as well. Kennedy, welcome in. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by.
At approximately 6:05 tonight, Johnson County 911 Center took multiple calls of an active shooter in the food court of the Greenwood Park Mall. Multiple agencies have responded and are still on the scene, assisting Greenwood Police, the FBI, ATF, Greenwood Police Department.
For those of you just coming in, this was the second police update that was given. I'll go ahead and let this play through, and of course stop it periodically.
Johnson County Sheriff's Department, Indianapolis Police Department, State Police Department, Department of Homeland Security, Greenwood Fire Department, Marion County Sheriff's Department, and Indianapolis Fire Department are some of those agencies. As you can imagine, this type of situation is horrible. It's rocked us to our core. We're still very early in this investigation. What we do know right now is that we have what appears to be one shooter. Looks to be an adult male. We have not identified him yet. We do not have a motive yet. It appears that he had a rifle with several magazines of ammunition, entered the food court, and began shooting. We have 5 victims. 4 have been confirmed deceased, and 2 are at Eskenazi Hospital with wounds, and we do not have an update on their condition at this time. I'm going to do another update in about an hour. I hope to have a little bit more on the conditions of the other 2 victims.
Is the shooter dead?
The shooter is deceased.
How is he deceased?
So this is where he kind of gets a little confused as to what he's saying. So just we're gonna bear with him and hope that he'll come out with the new report.
We believe at this time investigators are still questioning the individual involved, but it appears that a good Samaritan that was armed observed the shooting in progress and shot the shooter.
Chief, first of all, you said you had 5 victims before DOA. Does that mean you've got 5 wounded victims?
No, we have 6 total, including the shooter. 4, including the shooter, are deceased. So,
And this is the latest that's been released by law enforcement.
3 victims are deceased. The shooter is deceased. 2 other victims are at Eskenazi Hospital.
And before you said you had 1 shooter, but I think what you meant is you've got 1 shooter down and then the shooter who took him down. So you've got 2 shooters?
We have 1 shooter responsible for the incident and 1 good Samaritan who shot the person responsible.
Do you know what kind of gun it was?
It appears to be a long gun. I do not know what type of long gun.
So how many weapons have you recovered?
We haven't recovered any yet.
Chief, just for clarification again, so you have 3 dead, sir?
We have 4 dead, including the shooter. To answer your question, tactical teams are still in the mall. Clearing the mall is very big. It takes a lot of time to clear every store, every inch of that large facility. We will not start processing that scene until that is done. We also have a backpack that was left in the bathroom. We don't know
And again, guys, the backpack freaks me out.
who it belongs to. It was suspicious, so the Johnson County and State Police bomb squads are in there now dealing with that package. Once the scene has been determined to be safe, investigators and crime scene personnel will move in and start processing.
What level of cooperation are you getting from what you called the Good Samaritan?
He appears to be cooperating fully.
What kind of gun used?
I don't have that information right now.
Size? Is it like a handgun or?
The shooter or the Good Samaritan?
The Good Samaritan.
I believe it was a handgun.
So you say the backpack was suspicious just by his presence there, or was it indicate that it might be this person?
Well, there was a backpack laying in the
Guys, hopefully that'll make the picture a little bit better.
bathroom outside of the food court that was unattended. So given the circumstances, it's suspicious.
You mentioned it was a long gun. Did anybody see him walk in with that long gun? Did he go back out to the parking lot, or?
I don't have that information at this time.
Did you mention if there are people still in the mall? Like, are there still people inside, trapped?
No.
Okay.
Everyone has been evacuated from the mall.
You said multiple rounds or magazines. Do you have any more about how much ammunition he had with him?
Not at this time, no.
How many shots were fired?
I don't know.
Chief, the people who were evacuated, did they go out on those 2 buses we saw?
No. The buses were protocol. They weren't meeting.
At this point, do witnesses give you an indication of what started this?
No.
Okay.
At this time, I'm going to stop this interview. I will be back in 1 hour, and at that time, I will try to have more specific information for you.
So the 1 hour mark is what we were waiting on. So we'll go back over here and see if we're still standing around in the parking lot or if we've got that update yet. Let's make sure we didn't miss anything. We're all still standing around. No. Guys, I don't think we've missed it yet. We're still live here. Just standing around. Waiting for the update. This is sad. This is so sad. We've got the school shootings again. And sorry about that. That probably echoed really, really bad. I was checking to make sure that we were still good on that side. So this is crazy. Like I said, that we're having all these, the shootings and the school shootings and the churches and this is insane. And you guys that follow my channel, you know, I did the ghost guns. That terrifies me. It absolutely does. The ghost guns just makes my skin crawl. About that. Had to mute. Thought I had an opinion coming from the background that I wasn't sure if we needed it or not. But anyway, again, thanks everybody for being here, and hopefully we'll have an update soon. Let's see what Arctic's got to say. They are all still waiting on their Dunkin' Donuts ordered from Uber Eats, right? Apparently, because we're all just hanging out here still in the parking lot. We're not seeing much action as far as any kind of updates letting us know what's going on. I mean, I'm glad the community's safe, and they did let us know that there wasn't an issue with the community not being safe, and that's always a good thing. You know, as far as what I was able to gather is we have one shooter down, so you know, I'd like to hear the other ones in custody. Yeah, Cali guns that get through metal detectors. Yes, it's insane how they make these guns. Here, let's see. We'll go over here. And this is my stuff. So it's going to be back this way some. Take a look. I'm going to mute out real quick.
In what police called an execution-style murder in the Bronx.
Okay, so I'm being told that you can't print guns, but yet I've saw videos where they're doing some crazy stuff. Either way, it's terrifying. But I'm gonna play this video here. This is a 20-year-old shot in the face with ghost guns. So it's a combo video. This did happen in New York. This is my video. This is my footage. So my creation, not my footage. I apologize. And I am going to go ahead and let this play, guys.
Now, a man is now facing charges in what police called an execution-style murder in the Bronx. 23-year-old Manuel Reyes was arrested on murder and manslaughter charges. Police say that he used social media to arrange a meeting with 20-year-old Jefferson Hernandez and two friends to sell them 2 motorcycles in Mott Haven. And when they arrived, police say that Reyes pulled out a gun and killed Hernandez.
It's alarming.
Thank you, Cosmic Mama, because we're getting so many different numbers from the different news in the LE that we're not sure at this point. So thank you for that update.
No idea who's ordering these.
So there's no way to trace it?
No way to trace it.
And the bullets will kill someone just the same?
Bullets will kill someone just the same. Really a nightmare. I can't believe this is happening to our family.
Ghost guns have become an emerging threat.
They're killing each other.
So the bottom's a real gun, the top is a ghost gun.
That's correct.
They look the same to me.
It's something that we have to pay attention to.
I could barely screw in a light bulb, but I'm able to put one of these firearms together.
People can sit at home in their living room, log onto their computer, access a piece of software, and print out a machine gun that can kill people.
It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. I always remember him for the chubby face, a goofy kid he was.
He was always smiling.
Always smiling. I knew Julian since he was a baby. He was one of my first baby cousins since we moved here to the States. My last interaction with him, I saw him like walking home from school. I just told him, like, hey, go to school. And he just looked back at me, just gave me like a big smile. And that's the last time I saw Julian alive.
His younger cousin, Julian, was killed walking near this New Rochelle intersection just north of New York City. It was 3 in the afternoon on a school day, and police say the gun used to kill him can be bought online and put together in a matter of minutes.
From what I was told, it was a dispute over a girl. I mean, regardless what it was, I don't think there was, at 16 years old, there's no reason to settle things with shooting down another kid. It just doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense.
And then you find out it was a ghost gun. Did you even know what that was?
I had no idea. I was hoping at the very minimum we could find where this gun came from and hold that person responsible.
How would you describe ghost guns in your life?
As an emerging trend that we're concerned about.
This threat is no longer emerging.
Yeah, I just checked it, and it looks like we've got lights on in the parking lot. I'll go ahead and share that so you guys can see. See this. Because I know that's what I've got up here for our live subject, and I don't want to seem like I'm veering off subject, guys. We're still waiting, haven't missed anything yet. So again, I appreciate everybody for hanging out here with me and waiting for this update. And this is some pretty interesting information on these what they call the ghost guns.
It is here.
Going after ghost guns.
What I'm seeing the last several months is truly unprecedented.
How easy is it to get a ghost gun and to put it together?
Some of the kits come with everything required to build it in a matter of 20, 30 minutes. It comes in the mold, so you snap it in. Everything you need here to finish it, minus the power tools involved. You don't go to a licensed dealer. You don't have a background check run. The parts come to one location. It can be your home, and in the privacy of your basement, you can assemble one of these.
So why do they even call it ghost gun?
I think the main reason is because the anonymity behind it, the fact that there's no markings on it, and the fact that it can't be traced.
How has...
That's what makes it the most terrifying, is there's no markings, they can't be traced. I dropped you a link, Sluggy, come on up.
This tragedy affected your family?
One day you're just living through nightmares. One of your 16-year-old cousin that was gunned down broad daylight, and by another 16-year-old, and just in disbelief. How can this happen?
The NYPD as a whole is seeing a 325% increase in ghost guns recovered in the city of New York.
That's a big jump. And those are just the guns we know about.
Exactly. Those are just the guns we know about. And what we started seeing in 2021, which is continuing this year, is that these ghost guns are popping up more, not just with long-term investigations we're doing, but they're popping up more with those patrol cops doing a car stop and finding a firearm.
Police are finding them during traffic stops, when executing search warrants at homes, and when they're left at crime scenes. That's what happened here outside of a New York City nightclub. Surveillance video shows the
Tracy, I'm glad Hubby's enjoying. Man, I'm telling you, this is some pretty interesting information here on these. I happened to find it down a rabbit hole one night covering a different story, and I just couldn't stop myself from covering it as much as Tater didn't want me to, because we all know how Tater feels about his weapons.
The moments a man opens fire outside, striking 4 different people. And body cam footage shows the moments police fired back, and when the suspect dropped the handgun to the ground. It turns out it was a personally made firearm, or ghost gun.
Out of total New York City Police Department guns recovered that are ghost guns is still a small percentage. But what I tell everybody is that any gun that could fire bullets can kill someone and can hurt somebody.
The first gun I'm going to have you shoot here, it's going to be a Glock Model 19 9mm, professionally made by Glock.
They look the same.
They look the same, right? And that's how they're designed. That's the whole point of it.
That's the real gun.
That's the real gun. You want to try the other one?
Yeah. It shoots exactly the same.
And that
I'd have no idea.
No.
So looking at these, you can't tell the difference, and also shooting them, you can't tell the difference.
No, you can't. No. Look at them. I mean, other than the color, if they use the black grip on this one, it would look exactly the same.
This ghost gun is well put together. What would happen if it wasn't well put together? Could that be even more dangerous?
Oh, absolutely. It could be dangerous. It might not function correctly. Rounds could get stuck in there. Clearly, the accuracy will be off. The sights could be off. Anything could happen.
And it's the same ammunition for both.
Same ammunition, same magazine.
So an officer really at a scene, if they get a bullet, they wouldn't know whether it came from a real gun or a ghost gun.
Not a
Huggy, you were muted, and then I unmuted you, and then you disappeared. Come back, woman.
Which is probably a problem too in tracing down the gun involved.
Correct.
We were allowed rare access into the NYPD's forensic crime lab, where they are tracing them down and making matches. These are all recovered firearms?
They're all recovered firearms from New York City streets. This is basically an assassin's weapon. Al Capone era. This is fully automatic. You'll see the serial number right on the side of the slide, and then you'll see, right? So these markings are what we use to authenticate.
And a ghost gun has none of that.
Ghost gun will not have those serial numbers.
So everyone at all these stations, they're analyzing a firearm recovered in New York.
They are. That's their sole function, is to perform firearms examinations.
While licensed guns are easier to track, detectives and the ATF are getting creative. To anyone out there who might want to buy one and do something violent with one of these, thinking it can't be traced, what do you have to say to them?
We're going to trace it. We're going to find out how you got it. And we're going to hold you accountable, both those who use it and those who provided it to the criminals.
When a ghost gun is recovered from a crime scene, detectives can shoot that gun into a tank full of water.
This is a bullet recovery tank, and this is a projectile bullet that was just fired into the tank. And notice its symmetry. We keep it in the tank so we could preserve the evidentiary value.
They then put it under the microscope and use a database to compare it to other bullets left at crime scenes.
The bullets that go down the barrel towards the target, that's what I have up here.
This allows investigators and detectives to put 2 bullets right under the one microscope and compare the 2 visually.
So it's just 2 different bullets right here.
Yeah, see how I can move them kind of in different directions.
So if I'm seeing this right, 2 different bullets and they have the same grooves right here.
Right.
Not just bullets, but also shell casings that can leave even more clues behind.
The shell casings are the key. The shell casings are where the
Okay, guys, I'm going to pause this and jump over because it looks like he's walking up here with purpose, and I don't want to miss out on the update when it comes through. So let's see if I can get this to... Here we go. Okay, so it looks like he's come back up.
Okay.
And
I promised the 9:30 update.
We have no sound.
First of all,
That is not us. Closed caption is not available.
heartfelt condolences to the victims' families in this tragedy.
So let's see if we can get it to come up on this one, and we'll go back to this video if we need to.
This isn't something
I just want to make sure we have
we
sound,
have
guys.
seen here in Greenwood before. It is absolutely horrendous, and our thoughts and prayers are with those loved ones hurting tonight. We have just there was no explosive device, which was our primary concern in a situation like this. The OD has clear.
Sorry, guys, it's not wanting to share the right one, so I'll back it up. Hopefully, y'all can hear it.
At this point, the Greenwood Police Department, Johnson County Sheriff's Department, and FBI's evidence collection teams are just now beginning the process of entering the crime scene to process the evidence and get more answers to this senseless tragedy. With that, that's all the information that I have tonight. I will give another update tomorrow. We are going to have a press conference at the Greenwood Police Department at 2 p.m.
Chief, how long will this mall be a crime scene? In other words, will the mall open tomorrow as usual, or are you asking Simon Mall Properties to allow you how many more hours to do your job?
Well, the short and simple answer is it will take as long as it takes. I expect we will be here until the early morning hours tonight. Earlier, I was asked if the mall will be open tomorrow. I don't have that answer. That will have to come from Simon Properties.
What are witnesses telling your detectives about how this jumped off?
Right now, I'm not willing to release any details of the investigation as it is so early. We're still putting the pieces together.
What do you tell me? Now it's Greenwood, Indiana. Can you just put this in context? As you've seen police departments across the country responding to these mass shootings, whether in schools, in buildings, offices. Now that it's here, now that you're dealing with it, your officers are coming face to face with this. How do you process something like this?
Well, we train for it. Matter of fact, a few years back, we had one of the largest coordinated exercises with the FBI and other local metropolitan area agencies for this exact situation. We have done multiple mall exercises with local law enforcement for active shooters. We train annually. Our officers responded the way they should have, very quickly, and I'm extremely proud of the law enforcement response, not only from the Greenwood Police Department, but as you can see behind me, the multi-jurisdictional cooperation that we have. I mean, it was so fast. LEOs reporting, self-reporting from home when they heard about it. IMPD SWAT team members were here just as quick as ours were. It was a very, very fast response. But I'm going to tell you, the real hero of the day is the citizen that was lawfully carrying a firearm in that food court and was able to stop this shooter almost as soon as he began.
What can you tell us about him? I'm sure if you want to tell us his name, that'd be great. But I'm sure
I can tell you that he's a 22-year-old male from Bartholomew County, and that is all that I can release at this time.
What can you tell us about the victims and whether or not they were targeted or they were hit by stray bullets?
At this point, I just don't know. I don't have a motive yet, and as that comes out, we will share it. But right now, I don't have that information.
Can you break down males, females?
Yes, it looks like we have the shooter was a male. We have one male victim and 4 female victims.
And how many of those were deceased and how many of those are wounded?
3 victims were deceased and 2 were wounded.
And that breakdown, is it males, females in the hospital, males, females deceased? Can you break that down?
Not at this time. No, I want to get that right, and I can't.
Do you have an age range on these victims, too?
Yes.
Among the dead?
between 30 and early 20s.
Chief, there's a big debate in our state right now regarding criminals carry concealed weapons, guns. I'm not asking you to chime in on the debate.
I'm not going to comment on that right now.
And I'm not asking you to, but
Are you able to say anything about what happened before this incident occurred? Like, was there an exchange, or was it just a random guy just shooting?
Once again, details. We have viewed some surveillance video. I'm not going to release any details. This is still very early, and it's still an active, ongoing investigation.
Do you have any update on the victims that were taken to the hospital? Are they in stable condition? Are they critical?
Yes, the last I heard, we had one unstable, well, two unstable. I will add the last press conference, I did state that there were no juveniles. I later found out there was one. She was a 12-year-old female. She had a very minor wound, somewhat of a scratch, I'm being told, on her back. She went home, told her parents, and they called us and we responded. She was transported to the hospital for a checkout. She is expected to be just fine.
See, if you're a hometown guy,
What?
The other two, you said were stable, have they been admitted?
She is one of them that was stable. The other one, I do not know if they have been admitted. They're still at the hospital. Yes.
you're a hometown guy. This mall is nestled in a neighborhood. What do you want the people of Greenwood to know as you watch all of these images unfold? And tomorrow morning, when they wake up and you may still be here, what do you want your citizens to know about the situation?
Just that, we are doing the best we can right now. They have the best in their federal law enforcement and local law enforcement and state law enforcement officials here trying to get answers and make sense of what happened. Like I said, this is still very early in that process, and I want people to feel safe in Greenwood. I'm very proud of our officers. We strive in having a very safe city and low violent crime rate. And like I said, this is just something that has shocked us to our core tonight, and our hearts are out. Go out to all the victims.
Have you identified the original shooter?
Conference tomorrow morning.
Have you identified the original shooter? And is he a Marion County person? Is he a Johnson County person?
About where it is and what time it will be.
Okay, he mentioned it was at 2 p.m. tomorrow. Is that still the case? That's still the case, 2 o'clock? Okay.
Yes. The next update will.
Welcome in, German Shepherd Mom. Crazy on meth. I literally was in town today and seen a girl checking under a bus outside of an apartment building for drugs. Tracy, it's crazy. And I have to say that you guys that follow my channel, you guys that know me know I live in Daytona. So I walk out my door this morning and I felt so bad for having to do this, but I had to throw about an 18, 19-year-old kid off my porch. Homeless kid sleeping on my sun deck. It's sad. It really is. It's absolutely sad what's happening to our young. German Shepherd Mom, we have a shooting here in Indiana at a mall in Greenwood Park Mall. Happened a little bit after 6 tonight. We've been running the live footage here, waiting on updates. The police that are in charge, the law enforcement just came out and stated that, yeah, it is crazy that there won't be any more updates till morning. It was a very unfortunate event here that we had this happen. This is just, it's heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking. And we'll go back over. I think we were
there. Clearly the accuracy will be off. The sights could be off.
Halfway through this here. I'll drop this link in the chat, Tracy. That way hubby can check out this full video. It's a split video. There's another story about halfway through it. And then I want to say I had another video that was on the guns. Let's see if I can find it real quick before I do end this live here. And guys, I'm not trying to just run off the live, but those of y'all that are following my channel know that I'm not trying to run real long lives here, just to get started, get everybody kind of used to being here with us on live, and kind of get used to me and how I roll here and what we go over. I know what it was. It was when I was running this is when the shooting happened in Texas. That's what it was. It was so unfortunate that happened, guys. It really, really was. This is just very sad that this is taking place. And German Shepherd Mom, since you just joined us here, I will pull up the update, let you listen to this here.
Interrupting programming tonight for breaking news out of Greenwood, updating you on a story we first brought you during our 6 p.m. news. Several people, police confirm, have been injured in a shooting at the Greenwood Park Mall. That shooting happened just before 6 o'clock tonight. We also have just learned from police, they confirm that the shooter, the suspect in that shooting, has died. No confirmation yet on any other fatalities, but again, several people injured, and the gunman at the incident at Greenwood Park Mall has died. Want to give you a live look out at the scene and go to our Logan Gay, who just arrived there with some additional information. Logan, what are you learning?
Yeah, what I'm learning is that it's just a very confusing scene. Family members are out here looking for loved ones and trying to figure out what's going on. You can see behind me that there's a lot of police presence out here, a lot of people just driving around wondering what's happened. We've actually talked with a family member who was in the food court at the time, and she says that's where she heard the gunshots, I believe around 20 or so, and she said they immediately ran. A lot of confusion. At first, she didn't know what was going on. A lot of people just trying to figure out what's going on and where their loved ones are. We'll have more information. I'm out here still gathering, but that's what we know so far.
Okay, so about 20 gunshots heard by people in the food court area of the Greenwood Park Mall. Again, here's what we have confirmed. A gunman involved in this incident that happened a little before 6 o'clock at Greenwood Park Mall has died. That information confirmed by police. Also confirming that several people were injured in that shooting incident inside the mall. We will continue to keep you updated here on the air. Also have updates on social media and WTHR.com.
Here we are, guys. Very sad. So I guess my StreamYard was doing its own thing. So yeah, guys, this was a sad day there in Indiana. Once again, another incident in Indiana. We have a shooting in a mall. this was a very unfortunate event, but there was a good Samaritan there, thank goodness, in the right place at the right time that was able to go ahead and take down the shooter before there was more damage done. Yeah, Cosmic Mama, I agree. Shooter armed with a long rifle. Several magazines had plans. Exactly. Entered the mall through the food court. It's, just, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. You don't want to go to the malls anymore. You don't want to, you don't feel safe anywhere. Where are you supposed to feel safe? We got shootings in churches, and it's crazy. Our schools, and it's heartbreaking, guys. And I definitely appreciate everybody coming in tonight. Nightbot got checking. Oh no, I'll have to checking. This is my first night with Nightbot, so I apologize if it acts crazy. I'm not sure what to turn off. I went down through there and turned some stuff off. Of course, yeah, they want to be famous. Of course, they want to be famous. That's when it's all in the history books. Exactly. And it's so sad. So sad. And yeah, Kelly, I agree. I miss the way life used to be. Definitely miss the way life used to be. I'm from Kentucky. I grew up not locking my doors. I grew up with, teenage boys at high school with guns in the back of their truck. That's unheard of now. You show up at gun in the back of your truck, and you're not even going to make it onto school property. It's crazy, right? I've heard that Nightbot's temperamental, so anybody that got timed out, I apologize. That's definitely not how we roll over here. I don't time anybody out. I don't block anybody. I don't delete comments. My mods are amazing. We're all one big sleuth team here. Checking. I dropped her link, guys. If you aren't subbed up, make sure you go sub up to Checking Convictions. Arctic, he was in here earlier. He visited with us. I'm not sure if he's still in here. Dropped his link as well. Level, the expert. Divinity, she popped in earlier and said hello to everybody. So make sure you guys go sub up to those awesome channels, and let's, work together as a team. And, like I said, as if we work together and we stand together, then we can't fall alone because we're all together. Was at church this morning and counted several concealed carry where they were sitting. It's crazy that you have to feel that way to go to church. And then we saw earlier that here in Southern Florida, there was a shooter. And, I'm here in Florida, and I was working on videos and posters today. Didn't see anything about it. This shooting comes up, and there's a 12-second video on the shooting here in Florida. Just crazy. It is. It's a crazy world we live in. It's heartbreaking is what it is. It's heartbreaking. A justice system that's broken and a society that doesn't know where to turn. That's how I feel. Checking says you're always supportive, like me, love and support all the real crime community. Absolutely, we do. We love the real true crime community. We're definitely not the drama community over here. I don't want any other drama. We just want to help people. We want to bring babies home, bring awareness, and show what's really going on, and get some eyes on these cases, and get some love spread out there, and some positivity spread out there. And hopefully, if we can change one law or one person's, wrongful conviction per se is what checking is great at and has a lot of good footage on, and has actually been active boots on the ground the last couple of days. Or bring that one missing kid home. Whatever we can do, I feel like we're doing big things. And Mr. Sunshine will tell you, I'm constantly, we're doing big things. But guys, I appreciate everybody being here, and I start my new job last week, so tomorrow is the second week of training, and so I'm going to go ahead and dip out for the night. But I appreciate everybody hanging in there with me. I thank everybody that was able to come, and yes, checking what's got back out to this weekend to the Justice Rally. Guys, if you haven't watched those lives, go check out those lives. Like, these ladies and gentlemen do an amazing job. They got out there. I have to say, I love the red carpet in front of the stairs for them to walk over to see the justice for these babies, justice for these innocent men. It just, it's crazy how all the corruption is being overlooked and it's getting swept under the rugs. For you guys that are following my, what the hell's going on in Tennessee. Corruption, it's everywhere. It's all over our back doors. It's all over our front doors. You never know who you're going to get your Starbucks from. You don't know who you're getting an Uber with, so protect yourself. Watch, listen, and speak. And if you see something, say something. And as always, guys, remember, it takes a village to raise a child. Become part of the army for the voices. For those that can't be a voice for theirself, let's be a voice for them. Let's help these families, and let's definitely not hurt these families or victimize the families any more than they've already been hurt. And KCE, I need to set you up where you're in my Nightbot as well. If one of my mods want to drop his link for me, that would be amazing. Thank you so much, you guys. I appreciate it. I tried to get everybody I could think of tonight. Like I said, I was just playing around with the Nightbot and trying to get everybody loaded in I could think off the top of my head. And then I did go ahead and see this breaking news. So I wanted to bring this to everybody because nobody was covering it. And I thought, I like a place that I can go and discuss breaking news. And I know you guys do too. And they have the chat disabled on the news report. So, we want a safe place we can come together and give our opinions. And yeah, I got checking loaded in here. We'll go ahead and drop her in, make sure she works. It's supposed to learn, I think, is the way that I read it. Is Nightbot is supposed to learn how to do this on its own. So hopefully it will start playing fair and working on its own. Thank you so much, guys. And I am going to go ahead and end this live because those that know me, I will sit here and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. But as always, appreciate it. Subscribe, like, and share if you enjoy my content. And, even if you don't enjoy my content, please, I ask you, share all my posters, share all my videos, share anything that I make for awareness for these missing people, these missing kids. A kid should never be cold, especially not a cold case, guys. Love you all, and thanks for being here.